Good morning and welcome to the weather forecast for the Tiger Trophy for Sunday, the 1st of February. Well done, everybody. You have survived January. And yeah, we've got a reasonably exciting day for you today. So, the low that was in the North Sea yesterday has kind of lost identity and merged with this kind of general low here, as this quite deep low here is moving in. And what that's done is it's created a really unsettled area of air, which we're going to call an inclusion here. So this is moving eastwards throughout the day. So this is midday, and this is moving reasonably quickly, and we'll be over our sailing area at about 3 or 4 o'clock. Yeah, as you would have noticed yesterday, the temperature dropping was actually a really good indicator of the presence of this. There was a lot less rain than you probably would have expected, and that's because this low was actually breaking down. The occlusion was breaking down, apologies. And you can see that by this line here, which shows that it's losing a lot of energy on this occlusion, and that's the one that was in our sailing area yesterday, moving quite slowly, whereas this one's filling the gap quite quickly, a lot more energy and a lot more rain behind it. And as we can see, this area is a lot more dense than yesterday's, and this is moving quite quickly in comparison. So this is 10 to 7 this morning, and I'm expecting this to be a lot stronger and over the sailing area around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Otherwise, a couple of little showers, but nothing really worth mentioning. So yeah, obviously just be prepared for a little bit of rain early on, as all of this moves eastwards, or kind of like a northeastwards, and then rain will be over pretty much the whole of the south of the UK in the early to mid-afternoon. So looking at the numbers, really quite unremarkable in terms of wind speed. So yeah, low 3s, 4s, and potentially gusts up to kind of 7 in the early afternoon and late morning. The cloud cover starts thickening pretty early on in the day. We don't really get that clear section we get before the occlusion this time, and that's just because it's moving quite quickly, so it doesn't really pop up on the forecast in the same way. But I think we're going to start seeing some really thick cloud here, and as that rain gets closer, there's going to be a shift. Probably right, I'm not really sure. You could equally get a left shift depending on how it settles. Remember that the wind speed's so low that it doesn't really take much to actually influence in quite a big way. But once this rain starts coming in, we actually see the wind settling and building, so the direction becomes a lot more stable, and that should be from 4 o'clock onwards, so hopefully he'll be in by then. And yeah, there's a really high model divergence and quite a low confidence once you kind of get past kind of midday. And so yeah, once you kind of lose this kind of general direction, it all turns into a bit of a lottery. So yeah, make sure that you kind of take some reasonably low risks, especially towards the end of the pursuit race, and that's really important, as the wind can change direction pretty dramatically. Yeah, so the way this looks is quite stable until midday, and then we lose a lot of that stability, a lot of model divergence. Is it going to stay really light, or are we going to get this build? But also, directionally, this is really quite challenging. So we've got that left shift and the right shift at midday. And then honestly, by the time you're at kind of like 2, 3 o'clock, this becomes a whole lottery. and the wind will start settling around 60, 70 over here, but it's got to do a lot of changing to get over there. And remember that we're super light. So the way this is going to look, so we've got wind coming over the south, from the south over the clubhouse and over these hills. And it takes quite a lot of energy to get over there, which is why I think once we start losing that energy and we start kind of having the option for some inflow into that occluded front, that we're actually going to start getting a lot of wind coming over the dam. And hopefully that will kind of build and settle reasonably sensible. But yeah, there'll be a period where we're getting quite a lot of weird directions of gusts and shifts. So yeah, enjoy today and give me some feedback. That'd be great. Thank you.